Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree easy Halloween ribbon wreath with a little signage. We're just going to use a variety of ribbons from the Dollar Tree. I was gifted some from other places, but we're just going to use Dollar Tree ribbons. And then we're going to use a wreath form. You can use one of the small wreath forms. You can make it a large wreath form, but depending on what size will depend on how much ribbon. Now, I am not cutting this ribbon in any particular length. We want it at least 6 to 7 inches. I like the different sizes. That to me is very important because it does give that texture that what I love. And I'm just cutting them each in a door gear, like basically on an angle. And when you do that, it's automatically angled on the other end for the next piece. And I'm just trying to get the most out of the ribbon that I can. I have 2 rolls of this sheer black with the little black sparkles on it. I have 1.5 rolls of this black and orange chevron burlap sort of ribbon. I have 1 roll of the polka dots, 1 roll of the Halloween, 1 roll of the orange with the white spider webs on it, and 1 roll of that orange glittery, really glittery one. And then you just mix them up. You can do whatever colors you want, but what's going to be different about this ribbon wreath, because, you know, people have done ribbon wreaths in the past, is all of these ribbon or wire edged ribbon, and we're not going to fasten any of them on permanently. And I know that that sounds silly because you can always use pipe cleaners and you can always glue these down. But what I'm going to do is take advantage of the fact that they have wire edges on them. And we're basically going to just twist them around the wire of the wreath. All right. The wreath form that I'm actually using, that I actually have here today, was one that I was gifted. It actually has 4 wires, but it is small, like the 2-pack from the Dollar Tree. So what I'm going to do is only going to put the ribbon on 2 rows. I'm going to put it on the inside row, skip a row, and then put it on the next row, and then skip the outside row. But if you're going to use the small wreath from the Dollar Tree, you would just want to put it on the first row, and the second row would probably be okay, or the first row and the last row. And the reason we're doing that is because it's going to create that fullness, but not too much fullness. It'll lay flat. It won't poke out. And really, you just don't need to overfill it. It's just a nice way to save money. It does end up being a lot of money anyway, because, you know, we're using $2, $4, $6, $8, $10 worth of ribbon, but it's really cute. Now, the other thing in the middle, I hung a sign that I had gotten for 50 cents in the clearance bin at the Dollar Tree because it was broken. It was one of those little box signs that says eat, drink, and be scary. And one of the side pieces was broken off. So for 50 cents, I just ripped off the other side pieces, glued it to some pipe cleaners, and then that's what we're going to hang in the middle. Okay? So what I'm doing is I'm just making all my piles of ribbon, and then I'm organizing them. I do have this one little chevron little ribbon that we're going to add in, but I will tell you, when it's all said and done, you barely notice it. Pokes out here and there every once in a while, just to add a little whiteness to all of the colors. Now we are going to use 2 pipe cleaners for the sign, but again, if you leave out the sign, then you can skip the pipe cleaners as well. But we're just going to take the flat sign and we're going to glue pipe cleaners on the top and the bottom. What I do is I take them and I create a V, and I put a V up towards the top and then a V down at the bottom, and this way I can attach it to the 4 corners of the inside of the wreath. And I just set that off to cool and make sure it's a good size. Okay? So originally I was going to make this on the giant wreath forms that they just created at the Dollar Tree, but I knew I was going to need a buttload more of ribbon. And with, you know, only getting a certain number of pieces out of each roll, I figured it was probably more economical to just make it on a small wreath. But really, this is all we're doing. I'm taking the ribbon, I'm putting it around the wire, and I'm twisting it. I'm just twisting it 2, 3 times, and then I'm making sure the ribbon lays flat so that I could see the print from you know, this side, from the good side. You want the good side facing out. The hardest one, to be honest with you, was this burlap. It just was very stiff, and it was a little harder to twist. The wire strength wasn't what it needed to be to hold. But what I did realize in the end was all of the other ribbon smashed on there will hold that burlap in place. So if you're having a little trouble with it, just twist it an extra time, lay it flat, and then just add your other ribbons to it. You can always go back and fluff it as need be. Okay? And I'm just doing a pattern of no pattern. I tried to mix up, like, two of the ribbons have black as backgrounds, two of the ribbons are orange and shiny as backgrounds, and just sort of along those lines. I was just trying to make it a variety of colors and shapes and sizes. Okay, so we are just going to continue to do this like the entire way around. Now, I feel that the most difficult portion, besides the check ribbon, is determining how you want your your fullness to be. I wanted to say this would also look really cute if you wanted to add mesh to it. It would look really cute with some natural burlap. I actually was trying to decide if I wanted to put some of the black and white check ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby in there, but I decided in the long run to just leave it with Dollar Tree products. Like I said, I was gifted these really cute thin black ribbons with skulls on them from a subscriber, and I was going to add them in as well, but I just went ahead and opted to just leave it with all Dollar Tree products. Now, as much ribbon as you want to put on, or as little ribbon you put on, will determine its fullness, will determine its appearance. But I really was trying to make this like super easy for you guys. And I was like, there's really nothing easier than just twisting the ribbon onto itself. As far as the security is concerned, I mean, unless you're planning on having like babies pull on it, I'm sure it'll be fine. Because it is, like I said, once you get them all on there, they kind of do hold each other in place a little bit. But, we don't use wreaths to play frisbee with. We hang them on the walls. I don't know if you had like hurricane force winds, if some of the ribbon would come off, but it seems to be on there pretty well. Now, you could always add pipe cleaners. You could always glue them to the wires. You absolutely 100% can. But again, I wanted to make this as easy, with the least amount of products as possible for everybody. Okay? Now, like I said before, the hardest part is just creating the design. Actually, the hardest part for me was remembering that I wasn't putting it on the outside loop, because every once in a while I would forget and start and then have to like redo them. Now, when I went ahead and I made the inside loop, I turned the pattern about like 45 degrees. So basically, the black sparkle was not in front of the black sparkle. I moved that over like a half of a section. So this way it would just make it even more of a variety. Now, there are lots of wreath tutorials out there with feather boas and with burlap and all the different things, but I just want to do something a little bit different for you. And I really don't feel like there's anything easier than this, because it's literally just taking the two pieces of ribbon and twisting them together. Like, we've said that about rag wreaths before, but I find that this process went much, much faster than even a rag wreath. I think the hardest part with this was cutting the ribbon apart. Yeah. Now, when you are going to go attach the medallion in the middle, again, that's your choice. There's plenty out there. This would look cute with any of them or none of them. As a matter of fact, it looks really cute with nothing as well. Just keep in mind that you need to keep little spaces between the ribbons, but there's plenty. We'll find them. You'll see. My medallion doesn't fit perfectly in the space. You can kind of see a little bit of the pipe cleaners up close. So keep that in mind as well, depending on the size of the wreath form you use. Had I used the small wreath form from the Dollar Tree, this small box art would fit perfectly in that center. But this wreath that I was gifted was just a tiny bit bigger than that little wreath. Okay. Now, once you're all like we're wrapping up the end here, I do have more of the black sparkle left. I do have more of the black and orange chevron, and I do have more of the black with the white, the orange with the black pumpkins on them. So I've taken the opportunity now to just like find places where I could stick an extra few pieces of ribbon to not throw the pattern completely off, but to still make it look balanced and even, but a little bit fuller as well, because I really don't want to have any waste. I hate waste. So I can just fit in wherever I want. And as far as the little white chevron ribbon in there. I am just knotting them on. I'm just literally tying them in a knot on just one time, actually. Just tie them on one time and then lay them flat. And I'm just sticking them in again along with the pattern. Okay, and this is where I'm adding in those extra like little touches. Throw in a couple of sparkles here. I actually have 2 pieces of the sheer with the pumpkins on them. I thought there was more on the roll when I brought it. And again, this is a little bit different of DIY format than we normally do on the channel because I'm crafting at Lisa's house in Texas. So I always turn the wreath over, center the medallion on the back, and then pull the wires through, pull the pipe cleaner through. For this one, I pull the pipe cleaner through, and then I like basically take it back over and wrap it around itself. And then I like to pull my pieces forward in front of all the ribbon. I just took another half piece of pipe cleaner to create a hanger, but you could use a jute string. You could just hang this right, the wire right on the door hanger or whatever. So here it is. I just think it's really cute and it's very simple. I think you could do this one with the kids or anybody who's got arthritis and has trouble tying for sure. And if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family, anybody who might be interested in making this or using this technique. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. When you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you guys take care. God bless. And I'll see you next time. Bye.